guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, as promised, I'm going to be sharing with you a football/soccer lovers gift guide. We're going to share with you over 25 things that we think would be perfect for anyone who loves football in your life. We are parents of 3 boys who are football obsessed, so we were researching and finding things for our own kids, and I actually really struggled. I felt like there were no videos out there like this, so I know it's very niche, but I thought I would make this for any girls or boys out there that are football fans, or adults. These could work, couldn't they? Really like it. If you do, give it a big thumbs up. And if you're new around here, I would love you to subscribe for more content like this. And this is Matt, this is my husband.
Hi.
He has helped me choose some of these things. So yes, we will just start.
Item number 1 is a personalised boot bag. All the boys have to take their boots off the football, and this one has our son's name on it. It's $15.99, it's from Amazon. You don't necessarily need to get their name on it. That does add to the expense. You could just probably get something for £10, £5, £10.
That's nice though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you could surprise them with item number 2, oh, what's inside. But then that's 2 things you could be wrapping up.
Yes, yeah. So these are Astros?
Which our boy needed, but they just love wearing those, like, anywhere. So like they're actually good. Obviously, if they're playing on Astro, there's like different types of grounds the kids play on. Obviously, you know that. But the kids just wear everywhere. It's just as trainers. They run out in the garden in them.
Yeah.
If we're nipping out, they just seem to be their go-to trainer. They were £37 on Sports Direct.
Ooh, Phantom.
Yeah, which
Nike.
is quite reasonable.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff we've got is Nike, to be fair.
The next item is something our boys have actually asked for, and it seems very trendy at the moment. They all seem to want grip socks. So we picked up some on Amazon. They were £6.99. You can get way more expensive ones, but the reviews were pretty good, and we're not actually sure if the kids are gonna love them. So we thought we would test these ones out for them. But yeah, it seems like all the kids are wearing them now. Like Matt was saying, he didn't wear them when he was younger.
They haven't been invented.
But everyone is seeming to love it, like the grip sock.
Okay, next up is gloves. Our boys do seem to like to wear gloves playing football when it gets colder. Wouldn't have been allowed in my day.
Really?
Nope. So Fraser actually has a pair of Nike ones, but Caleb needs some too, so we've got them, and they've obviously got the grip. I'll do a close-up. These are $12.99 from Amazon. I don't think the Nike ones are that much more, to be honest. I always find the gloves a pain because it's getting the sizing right and stuff. But they're a good stocking stuffer.
Yeah, and also along that line of gloves, we would recommend a snood. When the boys are training, especially in the freezing cold evenings, like they just love to wear a snood, like if their neck's warm and their hands are warm.
They're okay wearing shorts, I find, if they've got something around their neck.
Yeah, that's so true. So yeah, just an idea, you can get some really funky ones. This is quite like a basic one, but they really like wearing snoods for football. The next item is super obvious. It is a football, but the kids can't have enough of these. We have loads in the garden, but it's all they ever want. So for this Christmas, we've got our son the Women's World Cup ball. That's what he actually requested, but any funky football, like these ones, like the brighter the better it seems. And you can actually get bulk packs on Amazon. So we bought a pack of 10, I think. You can get packs of 12, and then you can blow them all up and like wrap them all up, and it's really impressive. Like that is what our kids seem to love. So obviously I wanted to recommend a football to you guys.
Whilst we're talking about footballs, this is something we've done for Fraser before, our eldest son, is bought Memorabilia. So this is a signed football from one of his favourite players. And it wasn't cheap, but I managed to find it for a Memorabilia dealer. Is that what you call them? Yeah, so it's an authentic dealer. I think I paid about £70 for the football.
I was going to say, when you bought it, I remember thinking that's less than I was expecting.
Well, I looked up the ball. I looked up the football, and the actual football itself was worth like £50. And what we cleverly did is we actually then got a photo of what the memorabilia was supposed. So we've tried to make it look like he's got the ball that this footballer is holding here when he's got a hat-trick Champions League semi-final. But it's obviously not the ball, but it's a signed ball by him of the ball that looks like it, and that sits on a shelf in his room up high. So it's quite, he loves it. It's quite pivotal moment in my relationship with Fraser and football, because it's when he first stayed up late to watch a big game, etc. But any sort of memorabilia, like something like this, I think I just found this online. I think I paid like £12 for a signed photo of him, and obviously that's a really famous picture.
And you can just frame it.
Maybe I paid a bit more for that, maybe it's like £20. But yeah, and obviously framed it, and then got the ball as well. So some sort of memorabilia, I think.
Yeah, like even on our kids support Tottenham, don't click off if you're not Tottenham, but even on the Tottenham website, there's like a whole memorabilia section, and they'll have various things on there. You can get like different prints, some limited edition shirts and things.
Yeah.
And obviously some items are more expensive, but I was actually surprised at how reasonable that was, because it was such a massive moment for him. Like it's a really special like main present, and you can get like signed boots, can't you? There's so much.
There's something about memorabilia for guys that just sort of like hits the spot, and it doesn't matter, they're going to keep it forever.
Another idea is to get them football kits. That might sound really obvious, but we tend to get the kids like the official kits that they want from, say, Tottenham, but they also really love funky, colourful kits, almost like the crazier the better. So we've got a 12-year-old and a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old, and we found some really cool ones on places like Etsy. This is a Benfica one, which is just crazy, but he wore it to football camp and he loved it so much. And then we've also got this one where you can personalize it. So we've got Caleb's name and the number 10 on it. And then what kit is that?
What is it?
Juventus. I know.
He actually loves that.
Yeah.
We got that for his birthday.
Yeah, so I find obviously they support Tottenham, but then they love any other European
overseas team. They seem to wear whatever looks colourful.
Another
obvious one, but if they need them, they need them. Shin pads. Our boys have got some, but to be fair, they're wearing pretty thin, so they do need some new ones. These ones seem pretty decent from Nike. They've got an ankle support. It's quite a personal choice, shin pads. So you do need to try and error with shin pads, but if you know the kind that they wear, then replace some of those. These are about £17, I think.
And a fun one, especially if they are kids, is Top Trumps. This would be a great little stocking stuffer. It is a football star's top trump, so they can trade people. There's like Messi, all the big ones in there. So just a little idea, and it's obviously quite reasonable.
Know what you're going to be playing on Christmas Day?
Another idea for a football player is to get them Epsom salts. You can get all kinds of different ones online, and they're pretty inexpensive, but they're brilliant for their muscles and joints after a game. So you can have them in the bathroom and then just add some into the bath for them to relax with. And in line with this, I also wanted to show you this massage gun. I actually got this from Matt one year. It was £27 on Amazon, and it came with all kinds of different heads, but you just turn it on and you can massage any sore muscles. Obviously, this is probably more for a man or a teenager who's playing like proper football, but Fraser had a sore hamstring and he was using it on his muscles, so it might be quite a good one if they're like a serious player.
And it's good fun on Christmas Day.
Yeah, and it's quite fun. I use it sometimes.
Okay, next up is a stainless steel water bottle. Obviously, they will need water for hydration, and we go for the stainless steel ones because they just don't taste as bad as some of those plastic
things. Keeps them nice and cold.
Yeah, that's it. So we pop some ice in, and it obviously keeps it cold in the warmer months. Websites like Sports Direct, they seem to do all the teams, so it's like quite a nice little gift.
Yeah, or the team website itself often has them, and you can also get really good like lunch boxes. Like I find like when the boys got to a certain age, like when they're past superheroes, all the football lunch boxes are really good. So that might be another idea.
Next up is puzzles. This is a 3D puzzle of the stadium of the boys' team of choice that I made them support. But I think a few of the teams do this, so that'd be quite nice to either build on Christmas Day.
Something to do.
And I think all our kids would actually like something like that. And then they get to obviously keep a model of the stadium, reenact massive moments when we don't win anything.
Another game that we've got the kids in the past is Football Guess Who. So it's literally like Guess Who, the game that you know and love, but with footballers. So it's great if they're really into football. And they've also got another game they might like. Yeah,
which is a trading card board game. So it's a bit like Monopoly, where they own a club. And they obviously try and make it rich, which unfortunately is a big part of today's game. But I do think the boys would like this because they're sort of quite into that side of things as well.
Yeah, and it's a match attack one. And I just said to Matt, we also get our kids like a really good match attack advent calendar. And it's quite nice because it's like an alternative to chocolate. They're just getting match attacks every day, but they love it so much. So that's another good
I prefer the chocolate
idea. The next idea is skins. Again, an obvious idea, but Christmases and birthdays are also a great excuse to get your kids things that they need.
And your wife's.
And all the stuff that they need for sport doesn't come cheap. So skins would be a really good one. And Matt was going to explain what skins are. If you don't know, I feel like they will know.
Most kids wear them to keep warm.
Yes.
And they're meant to have technology to keep you cool when it's hot as well. But generally, yeah, kids use them. We weren't allowed to wear them when we were younger. They weren't invented.
Actually not allowed to.
Not allowed to wear them. If you
in the war.
No, but if you wanted to, it would be a pair of tights. Like, that's what it's like, you know what I mean? Because they didn't actually have such a thing.
Oh.
Okay, next up. These are pretty funky, these ones, but just generally slides or sliders for after football. So we said about the boot bag, and then kids sometimes like to just chuck on a pair of sliders because it's quite painful getting to put on shoes anyway. We'll try and link these, but Caleb got given these as a gift, so I think they're some sort of limited edition. But just there's so many out there, or you've probably got sliders, just wrap them up.
Yeah, I like those cloud ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're nice. Anyway, we'll link some.
Yeah. Next up, an impressive big ticket item. We can't hold it because it's an actual goal, and they aren't cheap, but they're so big and impressive. Like once we built one indoors, didn't we? They came down to it. The goal we have is 16 foot by 7 foot, which is big. It's like a 9-a-side goal in the UK. So it's pretty much the one below professional size goal. It's all we could allow for. But any size goal would work.
Yeah, and I think it depends on their age. Like when they were little, obviously they had a really small goal.
Yeah.
And it's grown over time, and now it's massive.
Taking over the garden. So we actually got an aluminium one because it's grey, so it just blends in a little bit more outside. And we tend to get Forza, which is a brand.
And something to go with the goal, which is quite nice that the kids really love, is the
top bins.
Yes.
So a target they can aim the ball into. So about 6 months ago in the summer, we bought ones, which I'll show now, which are obviously a big circle with a net so you can catch all the balls, which is a great idea, but they've just not lasted very well. So we couldn't recommend those, but we'll link some because we had some before which lasted years, which is just a hole in the corner, and they work absolutely fine for what you're trying to achieve. It's a shame because the ones we have they're good storage.
Oh no, they're really good. But I think because the boys are literally just smashing the balls all the time, it wasn't hard wearing enough. Yeah. So
joking. I always miss.
We'll link both.
Yeah. Talking of goals, next up, this is $22.99 and it's a little pop-up goal. It's a bit like one of those tents you sort of throw and it pops up. But it's really good for practice, and it's got the top bins, so you can't actually score normally. It's actually got a net in the front, and you've got to score in the corners. So it's good practice, but it also acts as a bit of a rebounder in the middle as well. I thought that's really, really nice. We didn't have this for our boys, but I thought this would be a great gift for a younger kid.
Next idea is speed rings. So these are the kinds of things you might see in a football 1-to-1. You can lay these out in the garden, and then they can train with them, and it's good for their agility, and you can lay them out in different ways, can't you?
Yeah, the older boys would love that. They feel and look professional.
Bit of extra training at home.
Yeah. And next up is a rebounder. Fraser has one, which he paid for with his own money. This is our oldest son. And he saved up and paid for it because it was really expensive. Would you recommend it?
He loves it though.
I'm not sure. It is really good. It's really good. It's like what the professionals use. But we're going to link a rebounder, which would more than do the job, which we've had before years and years ago. Because kids it's the idea they can play out there on their own. They can obviously rebound the ball back to themselves. It's really good practice. Okay, next item is mannequins. I don't know if you've seen these, but you can obviously buy their sort of cut-out figures of players that you hit the ball past. So create a wall if you bought 2 or 3 of them. But they are £90. So I think if you've just got a real football-obsessed kid that is in the garden all the time, wants to practice free kicks, it would be a decent gift.
The next idea has come from my son. This is actually what he wants for his birthday. It is a Stats sport tracker. So you may have seen all the pros wearing these vests in training, and it comes with a little GPS tracker that sits in the back of the vest, and then it tracks all of your steps, your speed during training, your energy, it tracks all kinds of different things. And then you can look at that on an app on your phone, and your coach can look at it as well, tailor training, stuff like that.
I think Fraser's going to love it.
Yeah, he's going to love it, and he'll be able to look at it on his phone, and it's £155. But yeah, something he's really keen on.
And whilst you're on the subject of tracking data. There's also something you can attach to a boot. This gadget's a little bit more expensive. I think they're about £190. I think it'd be one or the other. I don't think you'd get them both. It'd be a bit extreme. But this one tracks the amount of passes, what feet they use, how many steps they do, which you can do that with the vest anyway. It's just it looks like a cool gadget, but the reviews seem better for the vest. So I think that's why we went with that for Fraser, and he asked for it.
The next idea is a dry robe. This is great to just chuck on after training or a game. It's like a big oversized coat that's really, really warm. I think these were actually made for after swimming or after surfing, but we started seeing people wearing them after football, so we actually got our son this for his birthday. They're really fleecy inside, and you don't have to get the dry robe brand.
No,
there are other versions out there that are a little bit cheaper as well.
Another good gift we got for Fraser one year, our eldest, was a magnetic football board. So he got all the teams as magnets, and he can change each week when the results come in. He can move their position in the leaderboard.
Yeah.
So if they're into the
like following the table.
Yeah, it's quite cute.
It is cute. Yeah.
To keep track of the scores, etc.
Yeah. And a few other ideas that we wanted to share with you are getting tickets to a football game. Obviously that can be a bit pricey, but what an experience, so incredible. So one year we got them tickets to the game on Boxing Day, which they were just so excited about. And then another idea is to do a stadium tour. So we got them the Tottenham Stadium tour, which obviously is a brand new stadium, and it was incredible. There's also so many good like photo opportunities, wasn't there? So they had like photo opportunities throughout. So Matt actually took Fraser, and I think for older children, or if it is for like a partner or a brother or like an adult, you can actually walk on top of the stadium. At the top of the stadium,
you can walk over the stadium, which is really impressive. But we did it at the new camp in Barcelona as well.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Obviously got to see a few more trophies than we did on the Tottenham one.
Yeah, but any stadium like of the team that they support. My friend was actually saying that she did the Wembley Stadium tour as well, and that was incredible. So I was thinking, oh, maybe that be something that we could do. Okay, guys, so those are all of the ideas that we wanted to share with you. I really hope you liked them. Let us know in the comments, though, if there's anything else you would recommend for a football lover, because we've got 3 boys to buy for. Always looking for ideas, so we'd love to know what you think in the comments down below. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you soon.